All right, Crystal, I wish you the best of luck. Good idea, good vision. And now let's see you bring your vision to life. I'll share.
Dr. Hills, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining our Algebra 1 refresher today. And as I always say, thank you so much for being on time. We definitely appreciate that. We're going to wait a few minutes to allow everybody to get in and get comfortable. Make sure you have pencil, paper, water, snacks, and an open mind. And I also want to give the disclaimer that this presentation is going to be recorded and streamed live via YouTube. All right, so we will be getting started shortly. Thank you again for joining, everybody. Welcome again to those who are just joining, and thank you for joining. We will be getting started shortly, but we're just giving everybody time to get started and get set up. Hopefully you're able to see my screen and you can hear me clearly. If you're able to do so, go ahead and drop yes in the chat box. We will be using the chat box a lot to communicate today, so I want to make sure that you are able to use that chat box. All right, awesome. I see some. Okay, Manuel, you are here and ready to go. Awesome. Looks like Shamika is still needing help getting audio. So we're going to give her a second to get that audio going and we will be getting started. Thank you again for being on time. I'm super excited about all the wonderful things we have in store for you today during our Algebra 1 refresher. All right, just a few reminders. When you're in the room, go ahead and keep your mic muted. Of course, when we get started, if you have questions or if you have something that maybe you need help with, you can definitely unmute your mic and speak to us. But just so for feedback purposes and so we can hear everybody, the presenters that are going to be presenting today, you can go ahead and use that chat box to communicate with us. And once you are ready to go ahead and say ready in the chat box. We're going to go ahead and get started here at 6:04 p.m. So this is our 1 minute countdown. Welcome, everybody who have just joined the room. Thank you for joining. We are all on mute right now so that everybody can hear the presenters in the room. However, when we get started, if you have questions or need to say anything, you can feel free to unmute your mic. We also have reactions in our Zoom today. So if you are able to use those reactions to give a thumbs up or to, give a party sign, you can definitely use those during our session today as well. And then thirdly, there goes a reaction. Thank you. Thirdly, we're also going to be using the chat box. So I want to make sure that everybody is able to use the chat box. So if you could, go ahead and drop your zip code. Let me know where you're from up in here. Are we all from Dallas? Are we all 75216 or 75223? Where is everybody from? All right, and we will be getting started. Awesome, awesome. We have a variety of people who are here today. And thank you for joining. So, this is an Algebra 1 refresher. You will need to have paper, pencil, water, some snacks, but mostly an open mind and an open heart. I am Dr. Jennifer Hills here with Crystal Hills, and we are the Leadership Academy of Creative Arts, also known as TLACA. And TLACA welcomes you to our Algebra 1 refresher. This presentation is brought to you by TLACA, and our mission at TLACA is we want to restore the role of the village by building healthy leaders in our communities. You can join the village today by visiting us at www.tlacadallas.org/join. And we'll be dropping that link a little later today in the presentation to make sure you are a part of the TLACA village. All right, everybody. So it's time to get this party started. If you know me and if you've been in my classes, you know that I like to have some fun. Learning is not just sitting there and taking notes. We're not going to do that today. We're going to engage and we're going to party with this algebra, okay? So the first thing I have for us is an icebreaker. Can you escape? That's right. An escape room for me and you. Are we going to escape? Dun, dun, dun. For bandwidth purposes, I'm going to turn off my camera. I want you to see this full screen here. And what you see here is a room with a variety of clues. All right, we have several clues here. And if we get each clue correct, we will receive a letter from each clue. And then in order to get out the door, we have to unscramble all of the letters, all right? So we have to get things correct, keep up with the letters so that when we get out that door, we can unscramble all of the letters we get and escape the escape room, all right? So if you are ready to start, I'm gonna turn on our timer and we're gonna get started here. Oh my gosh, it just gave us 7 minutes. Let's do, I think we can get out of here in 10 minutes. Let's try, okay, 12, here we go. All right, so if you want to see what the clue is, tell me which clue you want me to click by either unmuting your mic or you can drop it in the chat box. All right, here we come. Pug. All right, let's click that pug. All right. What is the area of Mr. Pug's triangle toy if the base is 12 and the height is 4? Now, you know, area can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to drop that formula for you. Remember to find the area of a triangle. You multiply the base times the height and divide that by 2. All right, so we have the base is 12 and the height is 4. What is the area of this Pug's triangle? Drop your answers in the chat box. All right, the answer is coming up. We're saying 24. Let's see if you are correct. I'm just going to give a few more seconds to make sure if anybody else wants to drop their answer in. Somebody might have gotten something else. You just never know. 10 seconds. All right, looks like the majority is saying 24. I'm going to drop that answer in there. Let's see if we got it. All right, we did, and we have uncovered a letter. The letter is B. Go ahead and write that down, and let's continue. Good job, everybody. Let's keep up the pace. Next clue. Go ahead and drop which clue you want us to click next. Pick a clue, any clue. Newspaper. Followed by the laptop. Okay, so we're going to do the newspaper, and when we finish that, we'll do the laptop. Here we go. Newspaper clue, open. Oh, one of these. All right, so we need to find the weight of the bear, the weight of the hare, and the weight of the fox. Drop your answers in the chat box. What do you think? Let's go, people. Time's a ticking. We got to get out this room. How much does the bear weigh? Okay. We say the bear weighs 60 because it's 2 bears equaling 120. And if we take 120 and divide it by 2, that is 60. All right, correct. So if the bear weighs 60 here on the second sentence, then how much does the hare weigh, which is the rabbit? Awesome, Donnie. Anybody else? Come on, Manuel. Come on, Leslie. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Drop that answer in the chat box. Let's do it. Yes, come on, Shamika. All right. So 10 is correct. All right, then how much does the fox weigh? What does the fox weigh? Sorry, that always happens. Okay, fox is 20, says Manuel. I'm gonna wait to see what do the other experts say. Okay, everybody is saying 20. Let's put that answer in and let's see if we can get the clue. Yes, the letter C, write that down. So far we have B and a C. All right, let's keep it going. What's the next clue? I got happy fingers. All right, let's keep going. Oh, we said it was going to be the laptop. All right. Breathe, everybody. It's math night. A circle has a diameter of 5. What is the circumference? And the formula for circumference is diameter times pi. Does anybody know how much pi equals? Drop it in the chat box if you do. How much is pi? Come on. Come on. Y'all know. Awesome. 3.14. All right. So then what is the circumference? We need to multiply that times the diameter. And the diameter is 5. Let's see what you get. Okay, Manuel, I see your answer. Let's see what everybody else is saying. 5 times 3.14. What do you get? Can anybody hear me? You can use that calculator if you need to. All right, Leslie has doubled cosigned for our problem, saying it is 15.70. Donnie has came in as well. All right. We are correct, and our letter is K. So we have B, C, K. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Time is of the essence here. All right, next clue. Car, let's go for it. I'm for it. What is the absolute value of -6? What is the absolute value? Y'all better come on with it. Come on. Yes. If I have to do an escape room with math, I'm bringing all of you with me. Keep in mind, anyone who might be confused, the absolute value of any number, the simplest way that I can say it. Oh, hey, Lathan, come on, Lathan. The simplest way that I can say it is the absolute value of any number is the positive value of that number. All right. And Crystal, she's the real expert here, but this is the way I see it. So the absolute value of -6 is 6. No, Lisa, that's a curse word in this classroom. Can't say that. You are fast because I'm seeing those answers and you are getting them right. All right. So let's put that answer in. All right. L for Lathan. BCKL. We have 3 more to go, everybody. 3 more to go. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Let's keep going. See how much longer we have. Our timer has stopped, but it's okay. Let's keep going. All right. Oh, no, it's still going. We're going to turn it down a notch to give us some pressure. There we go. 8 minutes, everybody. Can we do it? Okay. Next clue. Next clue. Let me know what you want to do. Earth. Back to light. How many continents are there? This is math in a different kind of way. How many continents are there on Earth? Drop your answer in the chat box. Yes. Come on, everybody. Yes. Let's get to it. All right. Who can name them all? Anybody want to take a stab? North America, check. Drop them in there. South America, check. South America, check. Asia, check. Africa, Europe, check. Antarctica, check. We're missing one. Australia, mate. You got it. Very good, everybody. Know those continents. Here is your letter. It is A. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. Next clue. What do you want to do? All right, umbrella followed by the world. Let's do it. We just did the world. Umbrella. What is the square root of 144? Come on, y'all. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Yeah. 12. You guys got it. We're going to get out this room. Here is another clue. It's another B. Two more clues. All right. What's next, everybody? Two more clues. Drop your clue in the chat box. What do you want us to click? We have 5 minutes left, a little over 5 minutes. That thing hanging on the wall art. Got it. Okay. There were a total of 50 people who needed to pass the algebra test. 15 students came to study. What percentage of what percentage of students were present? This is a proportion. I'm going to give you time to figure this out. If you need help, you can always say help. Let's see if anybody can get it. Our time is ticking. 30%, 30%, Manuel and Cristal, 30%. Yes, that is correct. Remember, our proportions is all about how you set it up. We have 15 students who were present, and the total number of students is 50. The total number of students equals 100. Okay, mouse. The mouse is going crazy. Equals 100%. There we go. And we're trying to find the unknown here of what percentage was present. Remember, if we multiply 15 times 100, that's going to give us 1,500. And then all we have to do is divide that 1,500 by 50. And that is going to get us our 30%. So awesome job, everybody. Well done on that. Let's put that answer in and see if you are correct. Hackaday, you're correct. And here is a letter for you. It's an X. Yeah, you got your X. You got your X. All right, we have one more clue, and then we have some unscrambling to do. So let's get over to our last clue, which is our painting picture. I'm sorry, our plant right here. Last clue. And to me, sometimes the hardest one. It's a brain teaser, everybody. You got to really use your brain for this one. Remove 2 from 5 and get 4. What is the answer to the following riddle? Remove 2 from 5 and get 4. If you need help, just say help. I'll be more than happy to throw a hint your way. remove 2 from 5, and get 4. All right, the hint is it's a Roman numeral. It's a Roman numeral. Anybody? Yes, correct. If we take away the F and the E, which is 2 letters from 5, we get IV, which is the Roman numeral for 4. That is exactly right. I had to pick your brain, and I'm glad that was the last clue to end on. All right, here is your last letter. It's an O. It is an O. Okay, so I need my unscramblers getting to work because we have to get out of our room. Manuel, come on. Let's see if your word is correct. All right, let's open this door. Abre la puerta. Here we go. Black box. Yes, we got out. We made it. Awesome. Good job, everybody. Way to go. And thank you for your participation. I hope that got your brain going as we are about to continue on with our lesson for the day. Awesome work, everybody. All right, so we're about to get started with our algebra. Go ahead and stretch your back and stretch your neck. Crystal, I'm going to be presenting you soon, so I want you to go ahead and get set up because I know you're going to work your wonders today, your superpowers, and we are excited. But before we do, I want to read our objectives that we're going to be going over for today. We're going to start with the algebra assessment, and we're going to see how deep is your love for algebra. Then we're going to see, can you keep it in order? We're going to talk about simplify and solving multi-level numerical and algebraic expressions. And then finally, we're going to end with graphs and functions. You'll be able to learn tips to function better with graphing. All right, Crystal, I'm going to turn it over to you for our quick assessment.
Thank you, Dr. Hills. That was fun. I love doing the escape rooms with you. So everybody, congratulations on escaping that room. And here is another form of escape that we're going to do. I want to see where we are, everyone in the room, what levels we are on in math. And we're going to go from there. So we're going to do a quick assessment. But before we do that, I would like to see, how would you rate your algebra skills on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 being not so good, 5 being an expert. And drop your answer in the chat box.
We have
All
a
right,
3.
we got some 3s. Good. Cool. Anybody else? I see Manuel and Lathan. 1 or 2. Okay, so we have people on all parts of the spectrum, and that is a good thing. I'm glad that you all came. So I want to make sure everyone has paper, everyone has a pencil, and everyone is ready for these assessments. There are going to be 3 questions that you're going to see. We will go over each question after the questions are done. I'm going to give 2 minutes for you to do the question. If you don't know the answer, or if you do not know how to get to the answer, it's okay to say, I have no idea how to do that. But I do encourage you to try. All right? So let's get started. Here's question 1. I am starting the timer now. When you have the answer, drop your answer into the chat box. Please don't forget. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. 20 seconds left. Anyone have the answer? Answers in the chat. Some have said 8. Let's see what answer we get. Is 8 correct? So when we look at this, we see that we have 4 squared, or 4 times 4, which is what? And you guys can you can lift your voices to the room. You don't have to be on mute while we do this. So 4 squared is 16. And then we have 6 cubed, which is 6 times 6 times 6. And that equals 216. And when we add 16 and 216, what do we get? $232. And then we look at the bottom with the square root of 841. And always remember, when you are looking for the square root of a number, you're looking for what number times itself equals the number under the square root symbol. So what number times itself equals 841? For time purposes, I am going to go ahead and give that answer, which is 29. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you. 29, and then 29 times 1 to the 5th power is what? 29 times 1 is 29, correct? And when we divide 232 by 29, we get 8. And that is the correct answer. Good job, everyone. Give yourself a pat on the back for those who were able to get it. For those who are still like, what in the world did y'all just do? Don't fret. I will be switching my camera over so that we can do it a little bit more on paper. All right? So let's do the next question. Question 2. I'm going to give 2 minutes to complete this. And time begins now. When you get the answer, please drop it in the chat. For those who are just joining us, we're doing a quick assessment. For those who are joining us, we're doing a quick assessment. This is question 2. If you're able to get the answer before 55 seconds, please drop it in the chat. It's 5 seconds left. Awesome, awesome work, Manuel. You are on fire, Manuel. You are on fire. Yes. This one is going to, for those who are questioning themselves about this one, it's going to require me to go off camera and do it on my Elmo. I will be doing it in just a second. Once again, this is just an assessment for you all right now. And once we finish with the third question, we'll be able to get deeper with our algebra. So our last question is, yes, the answer is 9. Good job, Manuel. Your 2 minutes starts now. All right, good job, everyone. The answer for this one is B. Correct, Lathan and Manuel. Very, very good. And once again, we will go over this. I just wanted to see where we are. So before I switch over, I want to share some important tips with you. The first thing is, when you are working with algebra, it's so important that you use the order of operations in order to solve your problem. The very first problem that we did was straight order of operations. It's important to do parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction when you are using and solving multi-step equations. If you go out of order, many times your answer will be wrong. And I tell my students all the time, you will think you have the right answer, but it's the wrong answer. And then the wrong answer will be one of your answer choices, and you'll choose that, and it's wrong. So make sure that you're following the order of operations when you're solving multi-step equations. The second thing I want to talk about is exponents. Remember, when you have that little number at the top of a variable or at the top of a number, that means how many times you are to multiply your base by itself. So one of them we saw was 4 squared. That's not 4 times 2, it's 4 times 4. So you have to make sure you are multiplying your exponents or your basis, the amount of times that your exponent is saying. When you're working with variables, always remember, when you're multiplying your variables, and the variables are X, Y, B, C, when you're multiplying your variables, it's important that you add those exponents. When you're dividing variables with exponents, you are to subtract them. And I will get deeper with this and let you see what I'm talking about as I switch over my camera. The third thing is when you are working with graphing and functions, please remember X can only be represented once within your data set. You can't, if your data set says X, when X is 0, Y is 1, X can't be 0 and Y is 2 as well. X is only going to be 0 and Y is 1 when you're graphing. So always remember that you have one X, you might have multiple Ys, you might have multiple numbers for Y or the same number for Y, but X will only be represented once in your data set, okay? Before we get started with some deeper algebra, do we have any questions? All right, let's get started. I am going to switch over my camera.
And while you're doing that, this is a great time for us to take a quick commercial break and let you know that this presentation is also brought to you by Brittany Johnson, who is a realtor in Dallas. So if you're ready to buy a home, check out their home buyers expectation seminar, which is happening Saturday, December the 17th at 11 o'clock a.m. If you want more information, please feel free to contact Brittany by emailing her at brandolphjohnson@kw.com or giving her a text or call at 936-328-0005. And if you are planning to join Christmas at Fair Park this year, guess what? We got the plug for you to skip the line. So if you don't want to be in that long line, we know what you have to do. You can join one of these classes on Saturday, December 17th. You can join the 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 7 o'clock p.m. class, and your name will be on the list to skip the line. Woohoo! All you have to do is join just one class, and keep in mind that all classes will be bilingual. That's right. Se habla español, all right? So we hope to see you in one of the Zoom sessions so that you can skip the line at Christmas at Fair Park. All right, Crystal, we're going to turn it back to you as we take a deep dive into our algebra lesson.
All right, great. Is everyone?
Say that again, Crystal.
Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Can you hear me well?
We can hear you well.
Okay. I would like people to get off mute and talk through how to work these problems. I have some, and I want to be able to give strategies when working with multi-step equations. So please feel free to come off of mute as I'll be asking questions. So we have this first one, 3 times 8 minus 12 minus 40. What should be the first thing that I do when solving this equation?
You work with the parentheses.
Work with the parentheses. And what do I have in the parentheses?
8 minus 12.
8 minus 12. And as we can see, always remember, if you're subtracting and this number is smaller than this number, then your answer is going to be negative. So what is 8 minus 12?
4.
Is it 4? If I have $8 in my account and
Negative 4.
negative 4.
Oh. Take that.
One strategy that I like to use is to keep everything in parentheses so that I don't get mixed up or act like I had it. And now we have 3 times negative 4, which is
Negative 12.
Please feel free to use your calculators.
Negative 52.
Negative. And this is our answer for that. Do we have any questions?
Yes. if it's -12 and -14, doesn't that make it a don't you add that?
So I want you to think of, is this Miss Lisa speaking?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to think of it like money. Let's say that you gave me $12, correct? So
Mhm.
I'm in the hole right now, $12. And I ask for $40 more from you. If we add that together, I owe you in total $52. So I'm $52 in the hole. So it does not transfer into a positive because you're starting negative and you're taking away what you don't have. So in actuality, you're going to be adding these, but your answer is going to be negative. That's a great question.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if answer B.
Crystal, when you're writing, for some reason, just sometimes when you're writing, we can't hear you clearly. I don't know if you're covering the microphone.
It's because I'm moving to the other side. So
-73.
-73. Let's do one more. -73 plus 35.
-38.
Is it 38?
Yes.
-38.
-38. This 35 is not enough to cover this $73. I still owe the bank $38. So always know, if you are starting out with a negative number and you're adding money, in order to get us to zero, we got to cover that $73, okay? All right, so let's do this one. I know a lot of times people say, oh no, I don't like fractions, I hate fractions. But let's take a stab at it. What is the first thing we need to do?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. And what's in the parentheses?
-34.
30 minus 34. And what's 30 minus 34?
-4.
-4.
-4. I'm going to bring down my 1/4 minus 4 squared minus 7. And according to the order of operations, what comes next after you do the parentheses?
The exponents.
Exponents. And what number has an exponent attached to it?
-4.
-4. What is -4 squared?
16.
Yes, 16.
Because the
Positive
negative times the
16.
negative equals what?
+16.
All right. If I follow my order of operations, what is next?
Divide.
Multiply. Multiply. What am
Oh,
I multiplying?
1/4 of 16.
1/4 times 16. How do I multiply a fraction by a whole number?
You add a 1 under it?
Under which one?
16?
Yes. Come
Oh my goodness. I surprised myself.
on. What is 1 times 16?
16.
16.
And what's 4 times 1?
4.
And how many times can 4 go into 16?
4.
4 times.
4. And I'm going to bring down my -7 and 4 minus
-3.
No. What they said.
How do y'all feel?
Good.
All right. Everybody feels good? I'm getting ready to give you an assessment. I'm getting ready to give you an assessment. I'm going to give you 3 minutes.
Oh.
3 minutes.
3
And
minutes.
I want, yes.
Why can't we
want
have 5?
No. This is over at 7:30. Okay, I'll give you 4 minutes. How about that?
Okay. All right.
4 minutes. 20 seconds left. We have 20 seconds left. All right. For time purposes, we must dive in. We must dive in. What is the square root of 60?
8.
8. Because 8 times 8 is 64. And what is the square root of 169?
13.
169. And what is 8 plus 13?
21.
21.
La respuesta. Yes. Very good. Very good. We have 3 squared, and that is
9.
9 plus the
9.
square root of 225. And what is the square root of 225?
15.
15, because 15 times 15 is 225. And what is 9 plus 15?
24.
24. But we have here underneath in our denominator, we have the square root of 16. And what is the square root of 16?
4.
4.
Because 4 times 4 is 16. And how many times can 4 go into 24?
6 times.
6 times. Perfecto, perfecto. And then for number three, we added a fraction. I love fractions because it makes people say, ooh. But if we do the order of operations, we should come out alive. We start with our parentheses, and 7 squared is
49.
49.
and 2 squared is
4.
4.
okay. And I'm going to bring 81. What is the square root of 81?
9.
9.
9. So we have 49 minus 4 in our parentheses, and that is
45.
45.
45. And 1/5, Lisa, you just told me when I'm multiplying fractions and whole numbers, I am to make a 1 under here.
1.
And 1 times 45 is
45.
5 times 1 is.
5.
How many times can 5 go into 45?
9.
And I'm going to do
18.
my algebraians. How do you guys feel out there in algebra world?
I feel okay, but I know that I need help with finding the areas and stuff, and then the X and the Y. I
Okay.
know I need to study those.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Lisa. Anyone else? Okay, all right. With that being said, before we get deeper, remember when I gave you tips and I said, when you are multiplying exponents, you add them. And when you are dividing exponents, you subtract them. This is what because you are multiplying variables and exponents, you're going to add these here. So that would equal what? What's x to the 5th power times x to the 3rd power?
X the 8 power. 8.
What would that be? Don't forget you multiply your coefficients first, and then you're going to go ahead and add. So what do we have?
-10, and then 9
9
y,
power.
y
What
to the
about my
9th power,
X? What's my X?
3.
X to the third power.
Mhm.
Y. Gonna let that sit just for those who were quiet. We multiplied our coefficients first. -2 times 5 is -10. And then we went ahead and multiplied our variables. I don't have an X here, so that X is gonna just go along with that to the third power. But I do have a Y here with an exponent and another Y here with an exponent. And when we are multiplying exponents, we add them. 6 plus 3 equals 9. Therefore, our answer is -10x to the third power, y to the 9th power. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes.
Someone said no. Who says no?
Shamika.
Shamika.
Yes.
All
I
right.
guess just remembering that, like, where you have the y, and well, when in the answer choices, the equals -10 y. Is that from the 5y? I mean, I'm sorry. 5x. I'm sorry.
Yes. So this X came from here. When you're multiplying variables, they just go together. So if I say X times Y, the answer is XY.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see what, because they have
So if I say 2X times 2Y, my answer would be 4XY. You see that?
yes.
So what if I said 6X times 3Y? What would that answer be?
18x.
Y.
18XY. Very good. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to take this X, this 18XY. I'm going to scratch this out because I'm going to make up something and I don't want y'all to think that was the answer. So what if I had 18x to the 5th power, y to the 6th power, divided by 3x to the 3rd power, y. Remember, when you are dividing exponents, you subtract them. So first you have to divide your coefficient. So what's 18 divided by 3?
6.
6. And then we have x to the 5th and x to the 3rd. What's 5 minus
2x.
3?
X squared.
X squared, not 2x. This is 2x.
Okay.
So not 2x. We want to say
Okay.
x squared. And then y to the 6 and y. What is our exponent now?
Y to the 3rd power.
We have 6 and we have an imaginary 1 right here.
Oh,
7.
Y to the
Y
5th.
to the 5th power.
To the 5th power.
Oh.
Do you guys see that? Let's do another one. Ten P to the 4th, S to the 6th over 2x. What does that simplify to?
5p to the 3rd power. And S to the 6th power. Oh, what is that? An S or 5?
This is an S.
So wouldn't it stay with S to the 6th power?
This
Since
is you.
Oh, you take one out. Okay, so it's S to the 5th power.
Boom. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Who has questions? Any questions? I want to go in for a loop.
I didn't get that one. Can I do
Okay. 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 So we did our coefficient, 10 divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5.
It's fine.
And we have 4 as our exponent here, and there is an imaginary 1 right here. You won't see it, but it's there. So 4 minus 1 is 3. There's an imaginary 1 here as well. 6 minus 1 is 5. So when you were solving these problems on your test, and you have to reduce or simplify, and you're doing it with variables and exponents with division or multiplication, you have to remember that there is
A 1.
a 1 right here, because that's 1p. Right here, we got 4 p's multiplied. Right here, we have 6 s's multiplied. Right here, we just have 1 p and 1 s.
Right.
Because if you think about it, x times x is x squared, right? Just like 2 times 2
That's 2.
equals 2 squared.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Good question. Good question. So tell me this, y'all. If I had 7p, what if I did it like that? 7p to the 3rd power squared.
You would multiply it.
7p 5.
Do you multiply the 2 and the 3?
You got 7p to the 3rd. So what's the answer?
49
Oh,
to the 6th power.
49p to the 6th power. Don't forget, this is a square.
mm.
So it's
So you
just like
square the
saying,
whole thing.
yes,
Oh, that's easy.
yes. So with that being said, let's look at this one. When you figure out what your answer is, I want you to drop it in the chat. I'm going to give 1 minute. All right. So I have people in the chat that say D, one strategy that I share with you is we want to look at these C's. And we know that when we are dividing exponents, we subtract them. And 8 minus 2 is 6, right? So we know that A is not the answer and B is not the answer. So it's between C and D. And then when we look at D, it says D to the 6th power. Huge. So that means to the 6 times 3 to the 6. And when we are multiplying exponents, we add them, correct? So what's 6
Oh.
plus 6 plus 6? What's 6 plus 6 plus 6?
18.
18, and that's why D is the correct answer.
Hmm. I thought you had to multiply the exponents too, so I got like 216.
No, 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 no. When you are multiplying exponents, you just add them. Now, if there was a number that said, put that number to the third power, then you probably would get 216. What is that? 6 to the third power? But that's not what you're doing. This says D to the 6th power cubed, D to the 6th power cubed, D to the 6th power times D to the 6th power times D to the 6th power. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, D. And then 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. And that's why D is our answer.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So there was one that we did that was on here. I believe that Manuel got it correct and Lathan. So I want to work through this together with you guys. Taking what we just learned and then solving for x equals -1. And we know that when we're simplifying algebraic expressions, we have to keep like terms together. We cannot combine terms that are not alike, right? So with that being said, we have a 3/4 x times 16x squared minus 24 minus 18x plus 15x to the third power. When we look at our parentheses, we have 16x squared and minus 24. These are not like terms, so I can't combine them. I can't say 16 minus 24 x squared. I can't do that. So what I have to do is distribute this 3/4 x to the 16x squared and to the -24. So when I am multiplying 3x times 16x squared, I'm going to multiply my coefficients first. And 3/4 times 16.
I can't hear you, Miss Crystal.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. 3/4 times 16. What's 3 times 16?
48.
How much?
48.
48. And what's 4 times 1?
4.
And when we are multiplying our exponents, how many exponents do I have now? With this x and that x squared.
The third
X to the
power.
third power.
X to the third power. How many times can 4 go into 48?
12.
12. So this times this is going to give me 12x to the third power.
The third power.
Okay? Now I want to do 3
Multiply
times -24.
24x.
So we got
3 4.
times -24 over 1. So what is 3 times -24?
-72.
-72? And what's 4 times 1?
4.
And how many times can 4 go into 72?
18.
So that's going to equal -18 because we have a negative
18.
divided by a positive. So -18x minus 18x. And then we're going to bring this down, -18x
plus 15x to the third. So now I want to see what are my like terms.
The 18x, don't they cancel out? No.
Well, they don't cancel out because this says negative 18x minus 18x. So what's negative 18 minus 18?
Is 12x to the third and 15x to the third.
Okay, so those are our like terms. And then these will be like terms as well.
Mhm.
So what's 12x to the third plus 15x to the third?
So
17 to the 9.
27x to the 6.
Okay, look
Oh,
at
yes.
this. We're not multiplying. We are just adding. So the x to the third is going to remain the same. You only change the exponent when you are multiplying or dividing. So when you're adding and subtracting, I'm glad that you guys said that. When you're adding and subtracting, your exponents stay the same. Your terms stay the same. So 12 plus 15 is what?
27x to the third.
27x to the third power. And then what is negative 18 minus 18?
Negative 36x.
Before we go any further, who has questions? We have to do one more step. All right, so it says to simplify the following expression, then solve for x equals -1. That means wherever I have an x, I'm going to put a -1 in its place. So we have 27 times -1 to the third power minus 36 times -1. And what is -1 to the third power? -1 times -1 times -1.
-1.
It is because -1 times -1 is a +1, and +1 times -1 is a -1. So what's -1 times 27?
-27.
-27. And then we have a minus 36 times -1. And we know a negative times a negative equals a what?
Positive.
Positive. So negative 36 times -1 equals what?
Positive 36.
Positive 36. And negative 27 plus 36 equals?
9.
9. And 9 is our answer, you guys. 9 is our answer. I know this was a lot. This was a long step, but practice begets mastery. Practice begets mastery. I have so many of these that you can practice with. Practice begets mastery. If you practice at least 5 minutes a day, I guarantee you, you will build the muscle to be able to do this with a blink of an eye. But you have to practice.
Yeah, because I get all nervous and stuff, and then I slow down and get all mixed up in my head, and I just kind of throw my hands up in the air.
Don't do that. Love yourself. Let yourself know that you can do this. Let yourself know that it's going to take some time for you to build the muscle to do this, but nothing is impossible, especially if you believe and especially if you practice. All right. I have so much for everyone to do, but it is 7:15. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to allow Dr. Hills to share her screen again. All right, I am pulling that up now. I want to be able to open the floor, allow you to take a breath because we just did a lot. We didn't even really get into the graphing. I will be hosting another session very soon, and I will invite you all to join me.
because I know that many people say, I need to work on graphs. I need to work on the X's and solving for X. So the next one that we do, I'll make sure that we start first with solving for X and doing graphs. But I really want you to take a breath, give yourself a pat on the back, congratulate yourself for what you did, and let me know how you feel. Drop it in the chat. Give me an adjective describing how you feel right now. I'd like to know.
I feel okay.
Great. You feel okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else like to express how they feel? Okay. Okay. All right. Dr. Hills,
Yes.
does anyone
I
have
feel-
questions before we go to our next?
Can I ask you a question about the classes?
Yes.
Will I be able to still start in January?
Yes, I will make sure you are on the list to begin in January. I'm actually going to be hosting another math workshop, and I'll make sure that you are in that math workshop. Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's all of my questions.
No problem. Any other questions? All right, Dr. Hill.
Awesome. I just wanted to plug a save the date real quick. We will be having working on slope on the 21st of December. So that's going to be one of our next upcoming math sessions. Same time, but working on slope. And I'll be sending that out to make sure you guys get that invitation. Also, we are looking to hire some student leader interns for our student leadership experience 2023. We're looking for students 13 through 18 years old who want to gain work experience, leadership experience, and gain a stipend while they are doing it. So if you know anyone who is interested in that, please make sure you send them our way, because we're looking for 10 student leaders to join this experience in 2023. Before we leave today, though, I would like for you to take our feedback survey. It's a quick survey to just let us know how did we do in the presentation today. And I'm going to grab this link here and also drop it in the chat box just in case you don't have a phone or you are actually using your phone to be in this space right now. So just give me a second to grab that. And if you could, please give us your feedback on how you felt like today's session went. I just dropped that in the chat box. And then, of course, last but not least, join the village. It's a great way to stay plugged into all of our experiences, as well as our opportunities that we're having throughout the year. So if you want to make sure you're on the mailing list to get these exclusive classes, to get one-on-one with either Crystal or me, or to help you reach your goals, you can do so by visiting us at www.TLACADallas.org. You can make sure you follow us on Facebook and on Instagram with @thevillage_TLACA. I just dropped our website in the chat box, but I think because I didn't put the HTTPS, it did not go through. So I'll drop it again. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask those now. And Crystal, I'll turn it over to you to wrap us up.
All right. I enjoyed working with all of you today. I see some new names, new faces, and I love meeting new people. So I'm very grateful to have everyone here. If at any point you would like to brush up on your algebra skills, on your math skills, reading, language arts, whatever it may be, whatever goals you may have, always feel free to reach out to the Leadership Academy of Creative Arts and we can help you. We do one-on-one sessions, we do group sessions, we do Zoom sessions, whatever fits you, whatever you'd like, we are there for you to help you become your best self. I thank all of you for being a part of this session, and I hope that something was spoken today that you are able to take back and say, you know what, I got this, I can do this. All right. Please give yourself a pat on the back again. Congratulations to you, and we shall see you again. If there are no other questions, have a great weekend, be safe, and enjoy life.
We
Take
have
care.
class Monday, right, Ms. K?
Yes, we do have
Okay.
class Monday, 9 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Can't wait to
And
see
if
you
you're
again,
If
Claudia.
you're someone who's not in Dallas
Thank
College
you.
and you want to enroll in Dallas College, let us know so that you can get in those Dallas College classes as well. All right, thank you, everyone. This virtual
Bye.
environment is closing in 30 seconds.
Bye.